Have you ever felt her energy shift and had no idea why? One moment everything seems fine, she laughs at your jokes, she's texting back quickly, maybe even flirting a little, and then out of nowhere she seems distant. Short replies, delayed responses, or just a sudden drop in warmth. You might sit there questioning yourself, right? Wondering if you've said something wrong or if she's losing interest. I'm Anastasia and welcome back to Matryoshka Tips channel. And today we're talking about what most men don't even realize. Sometimes this change in energy isn't even about you doing something wrong in a relationship with a woman. It's about her instinctively checking something emotional, something deeper than the words. And these tests aren't always deliberate. She might not even be aware that she's doing it. But her subconscious is trying to answer one big question. Can I feel emotionally safe with this man? And one of the first ways this happens is when she goes cold to see if you stay warm. This could look like her taking a step back, maybe texting less, pulling away slightly, and not in an aggressive or angry way, but enough for you to notice. And for a lot of men, this triggers kind of panic. They start double texting, apologizing for the things, trying harder to win her back, maybe. But here is the thing. When you overcorrect like that, you're showing her that you're not emotionally grounded. It doesn't make her feel more secure. It actually creates even more distance. On the other hand, let's say you notice she's a bit distant and instead of chasing, you stay calm. You give her space, but stay consistent. You don't withdraw emotionally, but you also don't beg for validation. And you know, that kind of calm presence speaks volumes to a woman. It says, I'm not easily shaken, I'm stable. And according to attachment theory, actually, guys, women, especially those with anxious tendencies, seek signs of emotional consistency. They want to know they are safe to attach, that you won't flip the moment things feel uncertain. Another situation is when she playfully throws in a comment like, oh, I bet you say that to all the girls, or you probably have 10 women texting you right now. It sounds like a joke, but emotionally she's scanning, not for a spreadsheet breakdown of your dating life, but for how you respond. If you get defensive or start oversharing to prove you're innocent, it doesn't help. But if you stay calm, maybe smile and say, I like talking to you, that's what I'm focused on. She gets her answer. You're not easily pulled off center. You're not desperate for approval. And that's attractive, actually, not just physically, but emotionally. Because women are constantly reading energy. They want to feel that the man they are with is self-assured, not trying to be validated every 5 minutes. Then there is the moment when she brings up the future. Maybe she asks you where you see yourself in 5 years, or mentions family, kids, or serious relationships. Some men interpret this as like pressure or testing boundaries, but often it's not that literal. She's not handing you a checklist to fill out. She's looking for vision, direction, not a perfect plan, but some kind of internal compass. If you say something like, oh, I'm figuring things out, but I want something meaningful eventually, that's already enough. You don't need to say exactly how many kids or what neighborhood you want to live in. What matters is that she senses you have your feet on the ground and your eyes forward. That's what builds emotional attraction. It's not just how much you like her, it's how clear you are on where you're going. Another subtle way women test emotional safety is through moments that seem small on the surface, like getting upset over something you forgot. Maybe you didn't comment on her new haircut, or you forgot to text her after an important meeting. It seems like no big deal, but to her it might feel like emotional distance. Actually, there is a research that shows that these little things are actually beats for connection. When someone brings up a minor complaint, what they're often saying is, I want to feel seen, I want to know you care. If you react by brushing it off or making excuses, it chips away at her trust. But if you simply say, you're right, I didn't think about that, next time I'll be more present, you've just passed a test without even realizing it. It's not about perfection. It's about showing her you're willing to grow and stay present when something matters to her. And then there is the most basic but important one. She watches if your actions match your words. You told her you would call her Saturday night, but you didn't. You planned something but cancelled last minute without explanation. These seem small, but to her they are evidence, not of whether you're a bad guy, but whether she can trust you emotionally. And again, the fix isn't about flawless, it's about being accountable. If you mess up, just own it. Like, hey, I forgot, that's on me, won't happen again. When your words and actions align, even in small ways, you become someone she can relax around. And that's actually rare, not because it's hard to do, but because most men are so afraid of looking bad that they hide behind excuses instead of owning their behavior. So are these things actual tests, or are they something more subconscious? You could call them tests, sure, but they are not games. They are emotional calibration tools, I would say. They help her decide how emotionally invested she can be. Most of these tests come from her nervous system, not a plan. She's not plotting to see if you pass or fail. Her brain is just wired to look for safety, especially when it comes to something as vulnerable as love. Most men who fail this test don't do it because they are bad partners. They just panic, they choose too hard, or they emotionally disappear. Well, either way, it makes her feel alone in the connection. The men who pass don't perform or try harder. They stay steady. They don't turn cold. They don't get pulled into proving themselves. They just stay consistent, calm, curious, and that makes her feel something she didn't even know she was looking for: emotional stability. The kind that doesn't need to be loud to be felt. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you want to go deeper, I share more personal content on my Patreon, so I invite you to join it, including real advice about meeting Eastern European women online, understanding their culture, and navigating those connections with more calm and clarity. I also offer one-on-one chat there if you ever want direct guidance. I'm Anastasia, and this is Matryoshka Tips. See you in the next one. Bye!